Once upon a time, there was a king who was very rich and famous, but only had one child, which was a boy. Everyone in the village loved the king and his family because he was a good and caring king. Every morning, he will call all the villagers to give them breakfast and will encourage them to keep working hard and never hesitate to ask for any favor when they are in need. King Daxon's wealth kept growing as he was giving out to people. His only son, Prince Dave, was 10 years old, but so smart to understand everything his father was doing. His father was his role model. Anywhere King Daxon goes, Prince Dave will surely follow. These made him know most of their cultural activities. One Saturday morning, after feeding the villagers, Prince Dave decided to take some tour without the guard. He rode one of the most beautiful and robust horses in the palace. He went to the king's court and said, "May you live long, my king." The king smiled and replied, "That is my strength any time I see you. I do see myself in you." They both laughed and hugged each other. He pays homage to his mother, the queen, and informs them about his tour, supporting him. Prince Dave rode the horse skillfully out of the palace, waving to the guards. "I will be right back. Please take good care of my parents." They bowed and said, "We will, our prince. Safe journey." He rode very fast toward the north part of the village. He was enjoying his tour, seeing different plants and his people working so hard in their various farms. As he was riding, he was greeting them. "Well done, the great people of our kingdom." And they were all replying to him, "More strength to the strength of our great prince." After some hours of riding, he was far away from home. He saw a far-off, great wind and quickly stopped. But before he could decide, he was caught by the wind. "Oh, this is so strong! Could this be a hurricane? I don't think so." He fell from the horse and quickly face down, because he had heard about the power of solid wind. A few seconds later, some men came out of nowhere and captured him. They noticed he was from a wealthy home due to the horse and his cloth. As they were going, his hands were tied with rope. The unknown men were rejoicing to catch a wealthy boy because he would be sold at a higher price. The king had been expecting his return. Still, he couldn't hear anything. All the guards set out for searching, including the villagers, but all proved abortive. After the third day, the prince was taken to where he will be sold, and Kampa, the rich man, paid the price. As Kampa was taking him away, one of the men, which his father had fed, sighted him and rushed to him. "Prince Dave, how are you and where are you going to?" Kampa was shocked. He turned to him and asked, "Are you a prince?" And he replied, "Yes, sir, I am." The man who saw him said his father is wealthy and will repay you everything if you released him. Kampa was touched and said, "I would take you back home." And he was escorted by the man who saw him back to the village. As he entered their land, the whole village shouted for joy, and the man that brought them home explained everything to the king. While the king was surprised and asked him who he was, and he replied that he was one of his people that the king gave money to a few years ago to start a new business, and he decided to go to the far town for greener pasture. They all laughed and entertained all the people.